Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, Sarah Lilly Makes. My name is Sarah and this is my journaling space here on YouTube where I like to talk about, document, and share all the things I have been making. Today's episode is going to be a bit of a change. I am attempting a project vlog for a self-drafted top. So let's chat about the project a little bit before I get into the video. I was window shopping the other day with my kids and I came across this top in the window of, I'm pretty sure it was Calvin Klein or something. And I saw that shirt and I instantly fell in love. And I thought about it for a bit and then I decided that I could try to make it or try to recreate it. So that is what this is going to be about. We'll see if I fail or if I succeed at the end, and we'll just all see together. So this is an all over lace polo t-shirt. And I don't think it's anything revolutionary. I don't think this is groundbreaking. I am sure there are lace tees around that already exist. I'm sure there are patterns. I just haven't gone looking for it. But I wanted to test my own skills and test my own knowledge and just attempt. You know, that's just kind of my theme for 2026 is to try. This is the second time I am trying something in 2026 to make something kind of from scratch. Not the first thing I did was not completely from scratch, but I think this one is going to be. So I'm planning on using Sandnes Garn's Double Sunday. And yes, I know it is a summer t-shirt, but I like wool for my climate. I live in Northern California. We have a dry summer. There's no humidity and we actually don't get very hot until probably September to November. That's when the hottest part of the year for us here is in Northern California. So this is the Double Sunday from Sandnes Garn, and this is the whipped cream, I'm pretty sure. I've had quite a bit of this in my yarn collection, so I'm going to use this for this project. I do have some more of this yarn to use for another polo design that is part of my spring plans, so I don't know if this is going to replace that or not, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I am starting this a bit early. We are at the beginning of May because I just felt that burst of creative energy to just get started on it and just work on it. So I want to cast on. I'm going to swatch, make a few swatches, and we shall see how it goes. So thank you for following along on this journey, and I hope you enjoy the episode. I am going to start swatching with 3.5 millimeter needles. I just cast on, and I'm going to see, I want to see how far apart to do the eyelets and see how I like, whichever one I like. So I'm just gonna swatch with a few different eyelet variations and see how it goes from there. And swatch really fast to see if I wanted to have this this distance between the eyelet, but I don't think I do. I think I want to do one stitch less between the eyelet lace, and I'm gonna steam block this really fast and see. I like the distance between the rows, but I think the columns I want 1 stitch less. But I'm going to steam block it and see how it looks really fast. Okay, let's see. I did a tiny little steam block. Yes, it was on the needles when I steam blocked it. I actually think I like this. I think I like this actually. I am going to just continue with this. Hey, thank you. With this tiny swatch and just do 1. I'll just add like a garter or something to differentiate, although it's not going to be hard to tell. Okay, I need to leave because she's swimming, so we gotta go. Okay, I'm back. It's a bit later. Swimming and errands. I did get the second swatched and I haven't steam blocked it yet, but this is the first swatch where there are 2 stitches between the eyelets, and then the second one where 1 stitch between the eyelets. I'm going to steam block it now and compare, but I'm feeling the second one. I have 1 more swatch I want to do, but honestly I'm leaning toward this middle one. So I have 1 more swatch I'm going to add to this and see how we like it. One last probable update for the day. I might have 1 more later, but okay, so steam blocked. I really love the second one, but like I said, I'm going to do 1 more and see how it goes. But I think the second one is the one I am leaning toward the most. Well, let's take a moment to laugh at me, please, because I wasn't using my brain when I decided to make a third part of the swatch. And I decided to do eyelet every right side row. An eyelet every right side row. And because I'm doing left leaning decreases, slip, slip knits, obviously, you know, it's gonna lean left. So that's not gonna work, but either way, I knew I wanted the second one anyway. So yeah, the last one is just for kicks and giggles. Let's just laugh at me and move on, please, because all right, so I think I'm going to put this down now. I know what I want. I've been starting to just make some brief notes on what like how I want the construction. I'm leaning toward a European shoulder construction, 2x2 rib, and now I need to figure out stitch counts and the like, all that fun stuff. So I think that's it for today. I will be back soon. Okay, I have not actually recorded in about a week. I haven't made progress at all. Well, I actually did start on my cast on the back. I just wasn't in a place to record, so I just didn't pick back up my project. And now that I feel a little bit more confident to continue recording and working on this project, I'm a bit of a hot mess because kids have been sick. I've been sick. I haven't recorded since it's been about a week since I last recorded any progress or anything about this project. So just to refresh, I know this is probably still fresh to you, but it's old news to me as of right now. This is the swatch that I did. I'm going to go with the second one. I have cast it on. I wanted to keep working on this, but I just wasn't able. I wasn't in a place mentally to record, so I didn't pick back up the project. But I have actually cast it on, and I have not made much progress on it because, like I said, I wanted to be in a place where I could actually record and then continue working on this. So this is the project that I had started working on based off of a t-shirt I saw at the mall. Per a lovely recommendation from a viewer, I had actually been thinking about this before I cast on, but they mentioned using a pattern that I was previously going to work on for a spring project. a spring plan of mine. And that is the Aria sweater. I'll grab it here. So I did end up using this project as the base instead of, you know, 100% drafting my own pattern. So I'm using this Aria sweater pattern as the base for this project, and as of right now, I am working it according to pattern. I'm using the stitch counts and the basic construction for this pattern. So it is a European shoulder construction with German short rows at both ends. And this is very similar to quite a few of their patterns I've knitted recently, Sandnes Garn patterns I've knitted recently, where you're doing German short rows and increases at the ends. And honestly, and I've mentioned this prior, I don't believe the German short rows are necessary because I'm self-drafting another pattern currently where I'm knitting it very similarly without German short rows. I'm doing the increases at both ends, and there are no increases, and the shape is very similar. There's not a significant difference at all between this shape and the other shape. So this is where I am right now. I've just reached a point where I need to cut the yarn for the back and pick up for the front shoulders and then join. And I believe it is kind of a bit of a contiguous shoulder construction as well. So you can't really tell from the image, and also it's really hard to tell on the pattern on the website too, but because of the yarn composition of this pattern, it's kind of hard to decipher what kind of shoulder construction it is, but it looks like it is a European shoulder / contiguous shoulder construction. Let's see. Or set in sleeve even. A European shoulder, then you work stitches back and forth to shape the neckline. You join the work, knit up stitches on each front and back for sleeve cap. Increase stitches for the sleeves back and front, join the work, continue in rounds until dividing stitches for sleeves back and front. Okay, I'm going to continue working on this. I do have to cut the yarn now. I have not seam blocked this yet, but I know it's going to be, you know, it's not going to be anything different than the second one. So I'm confident that this is going to be perfectly fine. And I am excited to continue working on this. I have been making progress on a few other projects, but I think I will do a mid-month update sometime early next week. Today is May the 12th. Yes, and I last recorded May 5th. So it's been about a week since I picked this up and worked on it. So I'll be back with another update after I pick up the fronts and join. Before I actually get off, I did want to say that because I'm working the lace, I'm just figuring out the lace on my own, it is a bit hard to, I'm using the stitch count that is given in the pattern for my size medium. I'm not working off gauge. It's not going to be off gauge. It's the same gauge given in the pattern. And I am adding yarn overs and slip knits to create the eyelets. And as such, it's because of the stitch out in the pattern, I am off by a stitch where the lace isn't completely symmetrical on both sides. And it's not going to be easy to tell, but there is a lack of lace increases on this side, whereas on this side you can see there is lace along the edge. And I'm okay with that, I think. I feel like had I added one more stitch, I could have made it work where they were even on both sides, where the lace was even on both sides. But at the end of the day, it's not going to bother me. And I think I'm okay with the fact that they're not completely symmetrical on both shoulder sides, if that makes any sense. So I'll be back. I will make some more progress on this and update as I continue. I am back with a brief update, I guess. It's not really an update. I want to, this is what I have, and there are a gazillion ends. I exaggerate, of course, but there are a lot of ends, and I'm finding it rather distracting as I work on it, so I'm going to weave in some of these ends before continuing with this project. I am wearing my recently finished Mina sweater, which I'm going to be honest, I don't really like how the shoulder looks. This was the selling point for me, and it turns out I'm not a huge fan. But I'm going to keep wearing it and see if my thoughts change on it as I wear it more. But I love the color, I love the finish, everything else except what was the main part of this design that I had really liked. It just pulls a little bit too much because of how heavy the double knit is. It just like kind of sags down. But, you know, I put it on because I just finished sewing the buttons on, and I'll talk more about it in my next episode. So you'll probably see that episode before this one. So this is the Mina sweater. I finished it earlier and I just finished sewing the buttons on. So I just wanted to try it. But I'm gonna weave some ends in because they're bugging me. And the more that I knit with this yarn, it seems to be getting dirty. Like, my hands aren't dirty. I wash my hands too much, to be honest. It's a problem. But I can see that it's like not white compared to like the yarn. Let me grab the yarn. So, I mean, it's not a stark difference on camera, but there's a difference, and it's kind of bugging me a bit. But anyway, let's weave in some ends. I am here just for a quick update on this Aria sweater that I am modifying to make into like a lace shirt. It's been over a week since I've been here. I have barely made any progress on this because I just ran into some mistakes and I wanted to fix the mistakes and then just put it down. But in my last episode, I talked about running into a big problem. I mean, not necessarily big, but it kind of just threw me off for a bit. And it was where I had ended up with an extra 2 rows on one side of this project. I mean, I had 2 extra rows on this, on the right hand side of this. So I ended up frogging quite a bit. Honestly, it wasn't that much. It was probably 10 rows that I ended up frogging. And then I ended up figuring out my problem, fixing it, resolving it, and then continuing knitting. So I am kind of back to where I had originally started. And that is, I have an inch down on the placket of I am an inch down on the front. So this is where I'm at about. I'm not really knitting much on this because, like I said, this is probably going to be a summer knit, like a spring into summer knit, because this was originally a spring plan that kind of, you know, got modified. And yeah, so I am enjoying this, but I'm taking a break on this because I kind of just needed to knit on just some plain stockinette and something without a lot of thought. And so I cast on, I'll just show it really quickly, but I cast on some a scarf project, and I just started a row, so it's in the middle of a row. But this is a pattern from Hedgehog Fibers, all my stitches, and you cast on one end and you work down, and then you holding 2 strands of yarn from the inside and the outside of the ball, and then you switch to a second color. I finished the first color, now I'm on my second color, and I used up the remaining ball of the first color, and that's kind of where there's a bit of a color transition from like here to here. You could probably kind of see a little bit more of the blues in there. So I am working on this because I just really wanted some bright, fun colors on my needles, and I just needed a bit of accessory knitting and mindless stockinette knitting. So it's a garter scarf. It's just fun. It's just very mindless. I just have to keep track of, you know, what row I'm on, and it's not hard to do that. I've started the decrease part now. It is hard to see because I am, like I said, I am in the middle of a row, but it's going by very quickly. I just cast this on yesterday and I finished off 1 ball already, and I'm on the second ball. It does take 4 balls or 4 skeins of yarn, and these are my other 2 balls, or 2 skeins that I'm going to wind up into balls very soon and add those to this. So yeah, this vlog is turned into something else that was not intending. So I will sign off now. I will just say I will continue recording progress on my Aria sweater as I get to it, as I work on it. I'll just keep recording, and yeah. So that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Okay, so this is where I am on this project currently. I have finished most of the yoke, and I am joining the fronts together. I potentially ran into a problem that I am solving, I guess, by I'm supposed to join the fronts together. I'm supposed to cast on 8 stitches according to the Aria sweater pattern and then join. Instead of actually joining, I am cutting the yarn after I cast on the 8 stitches here, and then I'm going to, well, I have actually, because I've already started knitting. I slip the front left yoke, the front part here, I slipped that back onto the needle, and then I cast on yarn where the beginning of round is supposed to be. If I had done the beginning of round here, I would be off. This would be the beginning of round, and that's kind of an odd place to, you know, for the beginning of round to be in a project. So that's something I am fixing, or, you know, kind of just solving as I work this. And that's my brief update for today. I want to continue working on this. I have steam blocked up to about here, and you could kind of see where it looks a lot neater than the rest, but I'm not mad about it. I actually really like how this is turning out. I like how it's coming along, and I'm really excited to have this. I'm really proud of this. I'm really excited to have this, and yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Hello, I am back with a brief update on my Aria blouse. I'm calling this Aria blouse. The original pattern is Aria sweater from Sandnes Garn, which I've mentioned quite a few times already, so I think I'll stop that now. This is, I have actually now just split for sleeves. I like putting my sleeves on extra needles if I have them available. That way I can easily just pick it up. And I have been steam blocking as I share. But yeah, I think this is really looking nice. I am liking a lot. I'm liking how it looks a lot. The lace is opening up every time I give it a good steam block. So, but I'm excited to see what the water does to this as well. Because it's on needles, so it's not really getting its full potential. So I have about 3/4 ball of yarn left on this, and then once I run out of this, I think I'm going to attempt the neck. So the polo collar and the original pattern is a double knit button band on 2.5mm needles. I'm not doing double knit button band. I had originally said I wanted to do a 2x2 rib, which is the inspiration design. It has a 2x2 rib throughout, and I want to kind of stick to that. So I think I'll just do a 2x2 rib on 3mm, not 2.5, since it's double knit. You do have to go down like an extra needle size for double knitting. But since I'm not, I think I will just go down half a needle size from 3.5, which is what the body's on, to 3. And hopefully that would work out. I think now that I have stopped working flat, I do have to keep track of what row I'm on to make sure I am on a lace row, because the repeat is every 4th round now, I suppose. And yeah, so I just have to keep track. I'm just making tally marks to keep track of the row that I'm on, and hopefully that should be fine. That normally works out for me when I'm doing a chart with like a repeating chart. And I think that's the update that I have for now, and we shall keep chugging along on this. So my eyelet is missing. Where is the camera focusing? The eyelet is missing right here. Here is the slip knit right there. Let's fix it. So I go back. Let me actually scoot back on my chair. I undo this. This gets easily stuck at the join of the needle and cable. So all I do is I just pick up a stitch right in there. So there's where it's supposed to be. There's no stitch there. I just pick up between the stitches to create an eyelet, which is what it is anyway. It's just a hole. Oops. And there. And the last one here. And now they're going to touch back. Now I create the eyelet. Yarn over, slip, slip, knit through the back loop. It has been a few weeks since I recorded. I've actually been not knitting as much as I would like. Life has been incredibly chaotic, but I do have an update on my Aria blouse. I kind of wanted to try it on, but I actually can't find my try it on tubing. And so I will just share it, you know, holding it up. I worked a little bit more on the body, tiny bit since I last shared. I had said that I was going to pick up the neck after I ran out of yarn on the body. But as you can see, I went ahead and I actually did the sleeves first because I didn't run into any problems per se, but the pattern, I'm using the Aria sweater pattern from Sandnes Garn as the template for this, as the recipe, I suppose, for this project. And the neck band is done with double knitting, and I don't want double knitting on this project, on this particular design, because I'm using an inspiration design from a store-bought polo shirt, and it has 2x2 ribbing. So I want to actually stick to that and work 2x2 ribbing at the neck and for the collar as well. So I am trying to figure out the best way to do this. I think what I'm going to do is actually pick up along the edges here and knit the 2x2 ribbing facing inward, and then I will sew, once I finish both sides, I will sew it down here on the inside. I think that's how I did the Matthew sweater from Sandnes Garn with a zipper. I did it that way for my husband's sweater, with 1x1 rib, but this is the same concept, the same idea. So that's my plan to now, now that I have actually finished the sleeves and both sleeves are done, I can now pick up the placket, what is this called? Placket? Button band? It is kind of a button band. I will be doing buttonholes and buttons. So I'm really loving how this is looking so far. It's kind of probably hard to see with the lighting, or not too much. But I've also been steam blocking it just to make sure everything is, you know, on track. And my gauge is on track and everything. And I'm really excited about this project and really happy with how it's turning out. And that's it for my update. I think I had put it down for a while because I hadn't recorded in a few weeks, and I didn't want to move forward until I made some kind of progress update for this vlog. So that's where we're at, and now I can finally pick it back up. I will be picking up the neck next and the collar and see how we go. I'm just excited to keep working on this. I haven't been knitting a whole lot, like I said, because it's beginning of summer and it's just been a lot. So summer is always kind of like the start of summer is always really hectic for our family. So yeah, well, I'll get back to this and I'll be back with another update soon.
not really brief, but I have an update. Not really an update, actually. Oh. I have not made very much progress on this, but I am going out of town for a bit. Actually, I have a lot of traveling to do this month. It's July, and I'm going to, not really going out of town. It's like an hour away. It's an hour trip, so I'm planning on taking this for the drive, an hour there, an hour back. And it's, my husband and I are going to Half Moon Bay for our anniversary. We kind of have started that as a tradition now for the past 3 or 4 years. And so I'm going to take this as my knitting for the trip. And I did want to acknowledge that I have not picked up the neck collar yet. I think I don't have any like mental space right now to figure out the math and figuring out the pickup for the collar, so I'm not going to do it yet. But I just joined a new ball to the body, so I am going to finish this off and then decide if I want to start there next. But that's all I have to update on this. I will record when I do the neck because I feel like I've been talking about it for a while and I haven't done it yet. So I was contemplating between taking this one and the test knit that I'm working on for Minimi Design. And it's the Ravelry top. I've finished the 2 front panels, the right and the left. And then I picked up the back. The right back, and they're both just there. I finished all the shaping for the back, and now I'm going to pick up the left back. So I was deciding between this project and this project, and I decided I'll take both. So I will hopefully get through the pickup of the back. I know this vlog isn't about this particular design, but I just wanted to mention it because I'm kind of intermittently working on this and the Aria as well. So I think that's the update that I have. I will finish off this ball of yarn, work on the body, the rest of the body, as much as I can with this, and then attempt the collar. So we'll see how that goes.
Just a quick update on my Aria sweater, Aria blouse that I am chugging along very slowly on. We are halfway through July. I have been making this video for
almost 2 months now. I don't know. I don't remember when I started. So anyway, taking forever, but that's okay. I've been working on quite a few other projects at the same time, so I'm giving myself some grace. But here is where we are, and I'm going to pick up the neck, the collar. Yeah. So I hope to record a little bit of that process right now, and then
Hello, I'm Melody.
and then hopefully once I have that finished, this should move much faster. But yeah, it is the middle of July, so I kind of want to finish this sooner rather than later, so I can actually wear it this summer a bit. And yeah, so stick around. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna pick up the collar now, and let's see how that goes. I'm gonna pick it up from the inside and see how that works. Hopefully it works, but I'm gonna do a 2x2 rib as well, so let's see. Oops. I like picking up like an extra stitch in the corner there. I'm done. I haven't steam blocked the neck, collar, and the bottom body, but I am actually going to wash and block it now. Okay, so I am considering adding some length to this collar because it keeps flipping over, but I'm not sure if blocking this will help any. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. So the consensus is I might have to add a little bit more length to this collar because I feel like I bound off a little too soon and seems a little short, but I know it's going to grow. And it seems a little wide, so I'm hoping it grows lengthways. I'm going to block it lengthways instead of, you know, I'm going to encourage it to lengthen. And I haven't added buttons yet because I like doing that after wash and block. And I have two options, and I know which one I'm not going to go with because it's too small for the buttonhole. So I have these little white buttons. So the original shirt has white buttons, but because those are the only white buttons I have and they're too small, I am gonna go with these wooden buttons. I have 3 wooden ones and they seem like they're big enough that it won't really come out of the buttonhole. They'll fit fine. Okay, so I'm gonna take this, wash and block it, and add the buttons, and then that's it. Okay. I like silk a lot, and this is yuzu. I have a few more things that I want to wash today, so I'm going to throw in a cumulus, blouse, my Millie sweater that's kind of not looking super white anymore, and my finished Lyra sweater that I haven't talked about yet, but we'll get to that soon. So I'm just going to let it soak, and then I'm going to let it soak in here for a bit, and then I'm going to drain and spin in my washing machine. I have it all evenly spread out, and then I do the drain and spin. The drain and spin. So my Aria blouse is finished. I am incredibly happy. I still feel like I might add some, like maybe this much to the neck, but as of right now, I am really content, really happy with this. It's still slightly damp because I have to leave, so I just wanted to record really fast before I have to leave, but I am super, I'm gonna go back a little bit. This is the length. It is below my hips a little bit, maybe an inch or so, which is the perfect length for me. The sleeves are really good length, right above my elbows, which I really like. I am happy with the buttons that I picked. I feel like it blends in nicely, and it's like wooden, slightly textured wooden buttons. So it adds like a really nice extra detail, and then I will just keep this one buttoned. I had mentioned that already. But it is slightly damp, so not the best feeling texture-wise right now. But because I have to leave, I wanted to record really fast. Yeah, so this is my slightly heavily modified Aria blouse. Let me put this in this color. Yeah, I think I really want to add some length to this collar, and I think I will, because I needed to sit a little bit further down. But I don't mind it as of right now. I don't mind it. It's cute. I really like it. I like it a lot. Dare I say I love it. I'm really happy with how this turned out, and it was a process. It was 2-month long process, but that's okay. So this is my Aria. This is my Calvin Klein inspired lace polo shirt using Sandnes Garn's Aria sweater pattern. Yes, the Aria sweater. I used double Sunday, and I used the recommended needle size, which was 3 and 3.5. So the body is on 3.5 and all the ribbing is on 3 millimeters. And then I made the size that I would normally make for myself with Sandnes Garn patterns, which is a medium, and I really love the fit. Oops, that's perfect. Just the right amount of positive ease, and I'm happy. I'm really happy with it. So, if you watched this whole vlog all the way through, thank you for making it to the end. I really appreciate you, and I hope you found some inspiration today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it, and I'll see you next time. Happy knitting. Bye.